How do I get my data offsite and know it is immutable? The answer lives in the Unitrends Forever Cloud. The Unitrends Forever Cloud is a site-to-cloud replication model that uses intelligence to automatically replicate just the changes to a secure, purpose-built DR cloud. It provides simple pricing based on what you protect and how long you need to retain it, no ingress or egress charges. Automated, offsite, and immutable. Simply put, it can't be touched, edited, or deleted from the local appliance or the local environment once it is written to the Unitrends cloud. We provide painless cloud seeding and cloud recovery using a physical device so that you don't have to rely on your internet connection for that onboarding, first full backup, or when you're recovering your data. Let's take a look at how this looks a little closer. Now, at the heart of the Unitrends solution is the Unitrends appliance. This Unitrends appliance is going to allow us to protect the physical systems, the virtual systems, and the data that lives on the network. This appliance is going to be key when we talk about getting to the Unitrends cloud. He's the workhorse, and he's going to do all of the backup and the data collection. And he's also going to help us with hot target replication. Now, hot target replication is going to allow us to replicate just those changes and use intelligence. So remember, incremental is the key here, and it helps us optimize that WAN link. Now, if we think about what's really going on under the covers, there's actually a dedicated virtual appliance that lives inside of the Unitrends cloud. That appliance has its own database and its own storage, and that gives us two very powerful components of the Unitrends cloud. Number one, we get to talk about the data in the Unitrends cloud being immutable. Can't be touched, edited, or deleted from the local interface or the local network. Number two, we can provide cloud retentions. Now, the appliances are normally sized for 30 days. With the Unitrends Forever Cloud, the minimum retention is 90 days. We can add in some monthly copies to get us out to 1 year, or we can utilize yearly copies to maintain multiple years, or even an infinite model. Now, all of this is based on how much data you have. Keep in mind, it is a protected data model, not based on how much you're going to store or transmit. There's no ingress or egress, all based on how much data you currently have. We take how much data you currently have, and then we apply it to one of the buckets for retention, and then we utilize a 500 gig chunk, if you will, where it is dollars per 500 gigabytes, and that's what your pricing model is based off of. Now, as we start thinking about getting the data into and out of the cloud, this doesn't have to be painful. We will provide you with a NAS. We'll take and do a first full backup to that NAS, and then all you have to do is ship it back to us, and we import it into your appliance, and we start doing incremental changes over the wire. Also, if we think about getting the data back, what if we needed to move more data across the wire to get it back? We simply will take your data, export it out to a new appliance, and ship it to you, and then use that to restore into the local environment. If we take a look at what this looks like through the interface, what I've got here is the Unitrends interface. I have set up a filter so that I'm looking at a full 30 days worth of restore points, and I'm utilizing hot backup copies. These are the copies in the cloud. And what we see here is that we've got these purple restore points. And if we look very closely at that little icon, it's got a cloud with an arrow pointing down to it, but that just tells us that that's a cloud copy. With that cloud copy, we can go in and we can recover individual files. Now, under the covers, when we click this button, what's really going to happen is we're going to mount the backup image on the cloud appliance, and then you're going to be able to go in and browse and select the files that you need for restore. We could also take this entire restore point and import it back to the source. And with that being said, then you would have the entire restore point there on the appliance. You'll also notice there is a delete button. And when I click that delete button, it very clearly tells us that we can't do this. This is part of the immutability of the cloud. We can't touch, edit, or delete the data in the Unitrends cloud from the local appliance or the local network. So as we think about how can I get my data offsite and how can I know that it's immutable, which is a key part of the ransomware strategy that's out there, is that your data has to be out of the network and you can't touch it. The Unitrends Forever Cloud provides a vehicle to be able to make that happen with simple pricing, with automated offsite immutable storage, and we help you get it in and out of the cloud without a bunch of headaches.